And a good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show for a Wednesday morning. Nice to have you with us later on after the 10 o'clock news. Jeff Carrick from M Choices will be here and talk about the window opening up for Medicare. At 11 o'clock, we will learn about the Tower of Terror from Tommy's Express Car Wash. But for the first part of this hour, we get to spend some time chatting with the city manager of the city of Saginaw, and he is Tim Morales. Tim, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Tomorrow, you're going to be part of a panel talking about the Medical Diamond, part of the Saginaw Promise event. Where are we? Have we started work on the Medical Diamond?
Yes, some private developers have started work on one of their projects at the right near the Garber Development Building, and Consumers is also working on their part of the construction portion, which is burying the lines on the riverfront, and that part should be done in the next 2 weeks.
And I assume, since they're working, that the money's in the bank for those things.
Yep, for all of the city projects, we have funding available. We have $33.3 million that we're putting into the project on the riverfront, which is infrastructure work in the park. We have a great park design with our landscapers, so we are looking for additional grants because they always design additional things in park that we'd like to include. So we are still working on that, but for the hardcore infrastructure work and the main part of the park, we have funding.
Are we in a position now to say that the Medical Diamond is a fact rather than a hope?
Yeah, I think we're far down the line on a lot of the projects, even though it's taken a few years before we've seen equipment down there. But we have a development agreement for one of the blocks down there, and we're working with a private developer in Great Lakes Bay Health. And we also have been working with Saginaw Valley State University on site selection down there for a building that they're planning. We have this private development a few blocks from there, and there's additional plans approved for, I think, that block as well.
I know a question you'll get tomorrow, probably because I'll ask it. What does the Medical Diamond mean to Saginaw?
I think it means a revitalization of our urban core, which has been a goal of ours for years, and it's been a goal of several past governors. But that's bringing additional people to the center of your downtown really can revitalize it and help bring back and add to your city population. So that's been one of our goals for a long time. As you know, the past couple censuses, the city has dropped below 50,000 in population, but going back to the 70s, we were nearly 100,000. So even at that 50,000 level, that's a significant drop, and we know a lot of the reasons, GM leaving the city other than one plant and some of the other manufacturing, but we're trying to focus on what can we do to bring back that population and also service our current population, and I think this is a big step toward that.
We've become a medical center. We've become an attractive medical center.
Exactly. We say meds and eds, right? Because education, secondary education, we have the new high school, which is in the Medical Diamond. We have a CMU the second 2 years already. We have SVSU that's looking to move down there. We have Delta College downtown. So there's a key in education. And then Saginaw is a medical hub for basically the northern third of Michigan.
All right. Let's talk about a couple other things. Let's talk about first responders right now. How are the police and fire departments doing in terms of budget and staffing?
Oh, they're both in budget. They haven't been over budget for the past several years. Our chiefs do a great job managing those departments. And as far as staffing, we have, I believe they're both full. We might have one opening in the fire department, but we're testing and looking to fill those openings always. And with regard to the police department, we have, I think, an eligible list for hiring because we are full, so we sort of have a wait list there.
Wow. That's really good news because a lot of departments are struggling trying to find candidates.
Yeah, we take a unique approach with both our police and fire departments because I think Chief Hausbeck mentioned it at the fire awards last week, but we look at the individuals when we interview. We don't require you to be certified because we want to make sure we have that fit in someone that's dedicated to the city and dedicated to the fire or the police service. And then we'll get you certified as a firefighter. We do send a lot of individuals to the Delta College Police Academy. So that's how we've been doing it for the past few years. So we're not just looking for certified people, which is a smaller pool.
Yeah. And the city is at the point where for police and fire, that you pay for the academy, you pay for the education.
That's right. Yep. We do pay for the academy, police academy, and we pay the individuals while they're in the academy, so they're technically a city employee at that time. And our firefighters, we have several of our fire command and fire service that are certified trainers, so we train a lot of them in-house. And we also have been working for several years with the Saginaw Career Complex on a fire academy. So we partner with the school, with the ISD on that, and our entire, I think, Saginaw County youth can come out of that firefighter certified as well.
All right, I'll take a quick break, and then we will return. We're talking to Tim Morales. He is the city manager of the city of Saginaw. How'd you like to win some money? We have a chance to win a daily $2,000 fall cash prize by entering keywords in a contest box at WSGW.com. Right now, enter this word to qualify for the random drawing. The word is home, H-O-M-E. It's always nice to come back home. Fall Cash is a Connoisseur Media company-wide contest. Must be 18 or older to play. Complete rules at WSGW.com. Contest ends October 17th.
Are you looking for safe and free?
All right, we're back with you. We're chatting with Saginaw City Manager Tim Morales. And Tim, now that the state has a budget, what does that mean for the city of Saginaw and for your streets? Do you get any of that money?
Yeah, it looks like from talking with our engineering and the public services department that streets will have an increase of about, I think, 2.8 million, 2.8 million, which is pretty significant for us. We will see a slight decrease in revenue sharing, I think about $200,000, but we should be able to absorb that into our budget.
So, streetwise, if you had a list of priorities, what would they be?
Well, they do have a list. I think it's a 7 to 10 year list of projects in engineering that we do present. Well, we present what we're working on in the next year to council every year. Our city engineer comes, and then he has an additional list going forward for the next few years. So that's going to help bump some of those projects forward. And I'm not sure what key priorities are on there, but one of the things I did talk to them about too is utilizing some funding. You can use funding for trails too, but we do have some riverfront loop trails that are in need of some additional work. So that might be another potential there, is enhancing the street projects we have and maybe doing a little bit more work in parks too.
How is the refurbishing of City Hall coming?
Oh, it's coming along a little bit longer than originally anticipated, but we're looking at opening up the first floor at the end of the month, early November. So that would put all of the primarily citizen-facing offices, the city clerk's office and fiscal services, where people can get their water turned on and ask about their property and pay bills. That'll be moved back to their offices on the first floor, and then they'll be sitting on the second floor in November. And we're hoping to have that second floor done by spring.
And how much restoration work is there on the second floor? You're not redoing chambers, are you?
No, that will have pretty basic work. We're leaving all of the wood, and we are putting in the HVAC system will be new in there, so the ceiling will be a little bit lower, but not significantly. The rest of it should be about the same. Most of the work on the second floor is going to be the HVAC and electrical upgrades, so it shouldn't take as long as the lower level in the first floor.
How, when you look at your list of things to come, what's ahead now? What's causing you to spend time, shall we say?
Well, we're still looking at some of the projects on Ojibwe Island. We did get our finally did get our permit from the state of Michigan to do the repaving of the circular drive, and we did add.
Time out. Why do you need the state's permission to repay the circular drive?
It's in the floodplain, so we have to get Eagle approval on work in the floodplain, and it took a little bit longer because we are adding a new parking lot on the island too, so that's going to be just east of the entrance. So we're repaving the circular drive, we're adding that parking lot, we're repaving the other parking lots on Ojibwe Island, and it would have been a lot faster process if we were just repaving, but since we're adding that lot, that lengthened it quite a bit. So if it's something that existing, it's a much quicker project, but adding anything in the floodplain there is it does take a time and review.
Even government to government.
Yeah, I just said that question yesterday too.
Doing anything with the band shell?
That has that project might be done. They did a not a complete rebuild, but a rehab, new decking, painting, and some work like that. And that was a city and county project. The county allocated some of their ARPA money to that, and the city allocated funding as well. So that's been rehabbed, so it'll be available, and hopefully it'll start getting used next year. We might have to put off the paving because it's already getting into later October, and once you hit sometime in November, you can't do the paving, so we might do that in the spring, but it should be then open, available by summer.
So sometime late spring, early summer, we should see Ojibwe back for use again. Yeah,
because now it's even closed to pedestrians because of the heavy construction work that's been done there. So we have to. I think it will be more heavy work doing the repaving. So we probably would keep that closed until that's done. We might be able to open it up to foot traffic here in the fall and maybe in the winter time, but I would have to double check with engineering to see if they're going to leave some of that construction equipment there.
One other question this morning: how are we doing with housing in the city? Are there any prospects for new housing?
Oh yeah, there are going to be some new projects upcoming, and that will probably be started in the next 6 months to a year. We do have an ongoing project where the city sold, I think it's 505 Millard, which is an old apartment building, to a developer last year, and we've approved site plans for new rental housing in Old Town, so that should be coming up probably next spring, summer as well.
Any word on when they're going to move forward in the old Second National Bank building?
We haven't received any plans yet on that building. We know it's purchased, and the developer's working on plans. But we do have, and we may have talked about this before, but we also have a development agreement for the Behringer building, which is pretty exciting. So that's good news.
Any start date on that?
Well, they're in their due diligence phase, and obviously, it's a large building, it's a significant project, so it's a little bit longer due diligence phase than we typically have, but we're going to keep working with them and helping the developer any way we can to see that project move forward.
All right. Well, Tim, listen, thanks for spending some time with us this morning, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Great. Sounds good.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Tim Morales, Saginaw City Manager. When I mentioned tomorrow night, it is the Saginaw Promise event. It's actually in the afternoon. It's a lunch. And you can find out more at Saginaw Promise's website. It's a fundraiser for them, but there's going to be a panel discussion of the Saginaw Medical Diamond. All right, we'll take a break, and we'll have open phones for the remainder of the hour, 989-752-6111, whatever you'd like to chat about.
Gotta go.
Lead. And so they don't have enough on their side to pass it.
That's what I was wondering. You know, it must be like 60%, you said?
You need 60. They need 60 votes to pass it, yeah.
Okay.
So they're five. Right now they're 5 short.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Take care.
Yep.
Bye-bye now.
Yep.
And in Saginaw, we find Paul this morning. Good morning, Paul.
Morning, Art. To keep on with the previous caller's theme, I'm going to give you the latest headline in the latest issue of my Minnesota Church newspaper, and it goes as follows.
You live by that thing, don't you?
What do the 15 wealthiest U.S. congressional districts all have in common?
I have no idea.
You have any? In 2024, all of them voted Democrat. That should tell all
That makes
liberal
sense.
Democrats that not all wealthy voters vote Republican. And in those 15 districts, they were located in only 5 states. One
Yeah.
West Coast state, which is California.
Yeah, let me guess.
The
California,
other 4
Connecticut.
The other 4 were on the East Coast, and they were New York, New Jersey, Maryland, and Virginia.
Oh, okay. Not even
And that was
Connecticut.
it. Nope, not even Connecticut. So,
Isn't it interesting how many millionaires there are around the government center?
yeah, like in Maryland, and in Virginia, it's all around that D.C. area.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So it makes so it tells you it's not all wealthy people don't always vote Republican. A lot of them vote Democrat.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it's been that way for a long time, but it's a favorite. You can hear Democrats time and time again say the rich have to pay their fair share. Tax the rich, they have to pay their fair share. In all my years of broadcasting and talking to many, 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 many Democrats, not one of them has ever been able to tell me what the fair share is.
right.
Not
You're
one.
absolutely right.
None.
Yep.
To
You're
them,
right.
the fair share is more than whatever they're paying now.
Right. Right. Yep. That's
So-
true. Yep.
I just
Okay.
that goes in one ear and out the other now. I don't even bother to listen to it anymore.
I hear you. I'm with you.
All right. Good
Thanks
enough.
a lot.
Thanks. Take care,
Okay.
Paul. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah, it's true now. I mean, that has been a war cry of Democrats for years. The rich have to pay their fair share. Well, if you look at the numbers, it's like the upper 10% pay 80% of the taxes or something like that. Not one Democrat has ever been able to tell me what that fair share is. Not one. Not ever. Because they don't have a number. Their number is just pay more. Just pay more. Talk to Mark in Midland. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
Good.
Hey, on Truth Social yesterday, under Trump's web, he put it out there that he has private donors that would be happily pay for the military on the shutdown so that the military can get paid. Is he allowed to take outside funds from donors to pay for payroll on the military?
If you want to pay more in taxes, who's going to stop you?
No, I guess.
Think about it.
What I'm trying to say is
I understand what
they're
you're
not
trying
going
to
to
say.
get their checks. They're
Well,
not going to get their
well,
checks. An outside donor wants to pay for their
Actually,
weekly services.
the military is going to get their checks because they have they've moved some money within the Pentagon budget I think it's like $8 billion to cover military pay, at least for now. So today, when they would be paid, they will be paid.
Correct.
The non-military, like TSA and first responders, people like that, will get partial checks today, and that'll be the last one they see until this thing is settled.
Correct. So then would a private donor be able to come in and say, I want to pay everybody's payroll?
Yeah, but they wouldn't. I mean,
shut
that's a huge amount of money. That's, you're talking big time with a B, billions. And the reality is, if somebody wanted to donate to the government to contribute to salaries, it would just be like paying over and above the taxes due. So it would go in the general fund. And, I mean, you could designate, I assume, if you contribute, you could say, well, I only want it to go to pay salaries, and maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't, I don't know. But if it goes in the general fund, to where the money comes from anyway.
That would open up the door if you could select on what program you want your taxes to go to.
That ain't going to happen.
I was going to say that really opens it up. But I was just wondering if it's legal beagle for somebody to do that.
Yeah, they can contribute all they want.
Yeah. But they would have to have a list of names and all that if they wanted it to go directly to them.
No, they wouldn't be able to do that. They would have to simply say, this money should go to pay, let's say, salaries of TSA, for example. They won't have the names. It just goes into a fund to pay for the TSA. But it's not going to happen because it's a ton of money.
Right. All right. Just throwing it out there.
All right. Good enough. Thanks.
Take care.
Take care. Yep. Bye-bye now. All right. It's 9:46 here on the Art Lewis Show, and let's talk tires. I'd like to remind you, although I don't have to because the temperature today is proving it, winter is not far away, and that brings with it snow and ice and, of course, slippery driving, which means you really need to prepare for it with winter tires. And winter tires are different. They're not the same as your everyday tire. John at Quick Lane can tell you all about it.
Hello, Art. Yes, winter tires are made with a pliable rubber compound that includes silica to stay flexible and maintain grip in freezing temperatures. Unlike harder all-season tires, which stiffen and lose traction in the cold, this flexible compound allows the tire to better conform to the road surface, providing superior grip and traction on snow and ice to keep you safe.
Thanks, John. Stop into Quick Lane Freeland today for a tire check. While you're there, have your cooling system checked and check out all the new models of Fords at McDonald Ford and their pre-owned vehicle. Remember, you can buy all your tires at Quick Lane for just $5 over cost. And here's something for the community. McDonald Ford is going to have a trunk or treat on Thursday, October 23rd from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Candy, games, interactive trunks, food by big meaty fillies, bounce house, obstacle course, all there at McDonald Ford, absolutely free. It's trunk or treat at McDonald Ford, Thursday, October 23rd from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Come on out.
Club Kino Tripler time from the
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. Carl's with us in Saginaw. Carl, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Can you believe it's already October 15th, the middle of the month?
No, as a matter of fact, it's funny you mentioned that. I have a trip planned coming up toward the end of the month, and when I look at my ticket on this trip, when I first made the reservation, it told me I had like 139 days left. Now it says 14 days. I don't know where the time goes. It just flies.
We have a friend of ours I went to school with, and every year, they live in Michigan, but every year, right after Labor Day, they leave Michigan and they take their Winnebago out west to spend the winter with her mother. But they leave, they leave Michigan in
they miss September and October, which are some of the most beautiful months in Michigan, I think.
Yeah, but I can give you a pretty good idea why they do it.
Why?
Weather. Not the weather here, but the weather, you know, if you go later, you go into November and later, you run into snow possibilities and you're going west because you got to go southwest before you go. Yeah, you got to go through the mountains before you get out to the flatland. So,
yeah, but
I understand it.
Still, I would hate to miss, like this September and October we had. The last few weeks has just been amazing.
Yeah, it's been some good color. It's been some good color.
Yeah.
And I can tell by all the leaves that I have on the ground at my house.
Yeah, they're starting to come down. They're going to have to come down pretty fast in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, they will.
You know,
they will.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's part of the game, though.
A few minutes ago, you were talking about taxes, and you were talking about how a Democrat has never told you that magic number of what the tax should be.
Well, with fair share, what the fair share is.
What the fair share should be. Well, we have talked about this before more than once, and I suggested 10%. And what I mean is, I mean the rates, a minimum tax of 10%, not subject to deductions and write-offs and carryovers, a minimum tax. And I don't think a lot of those.
So you're willing to give some millionaires and billionaires a break in their taxes, because for some of those folks paying 10% is less than what they pay now.
It might be, but I think I think a lot of them, they don't pay any taxes at all, really, at the end of the day. By the time
that's a myth. That's a myth.
Well, maybe
they may have breaks they take advantage of, but it's a myth that they're not paying any taxes. Anyone that I know that's wealthy is paying taxes.
Okay, all right. Well, I would still like to see like a minimum tax.
Yeah, here's the problem.
Regardless.
Here's the problem, not with your number. The problem is when I say no Democrat has ever been able to tell me a number, I'm talking about the people responsible for making tax policy, those in Congress.
Well, you didn't say elected official. You said Democrat.
All right, I'll change it then. I'll make it a Democratic elected official. Has never ever given me a number. And I don't think you've ever heard one either. No, I mean, I give you credit for coming up with. I give you credit for coming up with a number.
So,
well, I give you credit for coming up with a number. I don't know if it's a realistic number, but it's a number.
Sure. Did you see that in Thomas Township on Saturday there's going to be a No Kings demonstration?
Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of them around here.
Yeah. Well, I'm planning on going to the one in Shields. I think I want to see what it's like. We went to the one in Bay City a couple months ago, and I'd like to see what it looks like in Shields this time.
Won't look much different, I don't think.
So, will you be there?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Simple answer. No, okay. I won't. But, however, as long as it's peaceful protest, I don't have a problem with it. I think they more than have a right to do it and should do it if that's the way they feel. Express yourself.
Yes.
That's perfectly. That's what this country is all about.
Yes, it is. Exactly. So I hope there's a lot of people that turn out, people who are not happy with the way things are going.
Well, you say people.
Right now.
There is a group of people not happy. Maybe half the country.
Yes.
But don't just say people because that means everybody, and that's not true.
Well, not everyone is going to turn out. I hope
not everyone is unhappy. Not everyone is unhappy.
Democracy.
Not everyone is unhappy.
No, I know that.
All right.
Some people are very happy. You know, Art,
hey, I got to run.
Any large group.
Got to run.
Any large group.
Got to run. When I tell you I have to run, I have to run. I'm out of time. All right, Carl. Talk to you later.
Back by popular demand, Herman
And that'll do it for the first hour of the Art Lewis Show. Coming up, we'll talk about MCare Choices, Medicare, with Jeff Carrick.
Broadcasting from the